It's cool. It doesn't matter. I am finally ready to give my point of view, my opinion about this buffoonery that MiMI Faust and Nikko have exposed so graciously, as we can say to the world. I have gotten tons, I know at least 32 emails. My cell phone was blowing up, and people on Facebook are saying, Nikisha-Michelle, I know you have something to say about MiMi and Nikko's tape. And can you please address or tell us why she felt like she had to do that? And immediately I was going to jump right on it and just, jump in there and start tearing it all pieces and all of that stuff. But I know that for me, I have to kind of sit on things for a minute, chew it up a little bit. I peek and see what other people are saying. Um, because I try to not just gossip, but give a point of view that helps and brings solution. Because I'm of the belief that if you are not a part of the solution, then you are a part of the problem. And I definitely love what I do as providing direction and diagnosis for our various love issues, especially for women of color. And I don't take it lightly this past week's activity. Um, and this tape is gonna be, or this video is gonna be a little long. My videos tend to be about 5 or 6 minutes, but I do have a lot to say because this is challenging on so many levels. And a part of me is weeping and crying and saying, no, why do we keep falling in the same trap? But then there's a part of me that's kind of excited because this is the reason why I know that I'm supposed to do the work that I'm called to do, to educate, to inspire, to motivate, and to provide information to women, the Mimis out there, because I know we have all been there. No, we've probably not been paid to have sex in front of the world, but we've had some Mimi like activity that we kind of, fell into and maybe later on was not so proud of. So I'm going to talk about this buffoonery, this debacle of situation that I feel has definitely set us back a lot. So it's going to be a little long, but I feel like I want you to pass this video to every woman you know, even the men. Pass this video around because it's going to be some good information, some things that we really don't even pay attention to that I want to bring to your attention regarding this situation. And I'm grateful for this situation because it gives me an opportunity to speak on so many different levels of relationship and love and things that we just don't pay attention to, or subconsciously we don't even know we're getting put in situations that we're getting put in. So, but let me just say this. When I got the tweets and the Facebook and the phone calls like, Nikisha, did you see the tape? I'm like, what tape? So I put it in, and when I first, because I never saw the Ray J and Kim Kardashian tape, I've never seen Montana Fishburne's tape. I've never been one to run to that kind of stuff and look at it because it's just nothing that entertained me. But when you watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, you get seduced into that show because it's crazy as hell, but you can just see the struggle and the fight for self-esteem and the fight for to be, to live and realize your dreams. So you just get caught up in all the drama and the chaos, and you start to feel like you know the characters. And I remember after the last season of Love and Hip Hop, um, I was on set with Queen Latifah as she was beginning to her new daytime talk show, and we were shooting a segment. And I remember her asking me, she says, "So, who do you believe has more class? Is it Mimi or Jocelyn?" And I said, "Queen, really? It's definitely Mimi because she decided that, Stevie J is just not healthy and she wants to get her life together and she's classier than that." And she tried to tell Jocelyn, I've been through everything that you're going through, and this guy is emotionally not available. He's just no joke. He's not going to give you what you want in the end. So, I just was so proud of her. And I thought that was a class act to finally say no to the cars, the money, and all the things that he wanted to sleep with her so that she can rebuild her life with her and her daughter Eva, and just move on with her life, and have a redefined fresh start. At least that's what I thought when I was talking to Queen Latifah. But now, oh, I just have so much to say. Let me just start here. I'll get back to that. Stay with me, okay? This is going to be long, but I promise I'm going to help you. Just in case you don't know, I am the new columnist for IonaMagazine.com, the relationship columnist. So make sure you regularly check us out every week at Iona, IONA magazine.com, and you'll see yours truly giving love advice under the section dating diaries. So that's me. Okay, so getting back to this, that's a little shout out to Iona. Okay, so entertainment. First of all, you guys got to remember the entertainment world is a beast. You have to consistently stand out. You have to consistently provide shock factor. You have to consistently stay relevant so you're not forgotten if you want to survive in the entertainment industry. And definitely, once you get a taste of the lights, the camera, the action, and your life is being viewed in front of people, and when those cameras stop rolling, there's something that literally happens to people, and they start to get hungry for more, and they do get addicted to being relevant. And so their job then becomes, what can I do to stay relevant and stay in front of the camera and keep money rolling in? Because then you become accustomed to a certain kind of lifestyle, certain kind of perks, and you don't want to be a has-been. So with that, I don't really know why you guys are upset that they just took their entertainment to another level. Um, they created shock factor, definitely. I know when I saw the video the first time, because I'm so I'm hip. Don't get me wrong. I'm hip. I'm your urban chick, right? But because I never saw Ray J's film or tape, and I never saw any of that, I did not think that I was going to see all that I saw. So my face was like this. Like, I could have went into cardiac arrest because I just could not believe. First of all, like you feel like you know me. I just could not believe in my heart of hearts that I was watching Mimi do all of this stuff. It was like, forget about Nikko. I couldn't believe I was watching Mimi do this and expose herself like this. Her secrets, her sacredness, I just could not believe it. So I'm not gonna lie, guilty pleasure. I had to have watched it like at least 5 times. Because I learned some stuff, and apparently Home Depot and Walmart and all these other places, their sales have increased in the bathroom department. because of this stuff that we learned. I am now really encouraged to lose weight because of this video. Um, because she was sharp. Now, for those of you who talking about, oh, she's so old and granny porn and all that, shut the hell up. That girl works on her body, obviously. Her body looks great. She knew she has mad skills. It was nothing boring about what we saw. So all this about granny porn and all that stuff, you guys are haters and just being stupid because she looked great. Okay, so that's coming from me. But on a serious note, um, clearly we are disappointed because we were all Team Mimi. And obviously, we think more of Mimi than she thinks of herself. And I think that it has taken me a minute to share because, like I said, I really, really wanted to make sure I gave you what is going to help people after watching this. So, one of the things that I want to talk to you about is what we don't know and what from my experience of being working with people and human behavior and as a therapist, in social work since 1997, and then working as a certified matchmaker and all of this, that we can pick up on behaviors and things that most people don't notice when they see something. They just think people are stupid or acting crazy or just in it to get more money and all of that kind of stuff. But I saw something deeper that happened with this situation. And she has from what I can pick up and what I've seen and what I've heard her say, and all of that, shh, you don't pay my bills, be quiet, that kind of stuff. It's a pretty serious issue that most women who have not fully have a full soul, who have not fully healed from traumatic events in our life, we all pretty much, and I'm saying we because I definitely identify with this, suffer from the same thing. But before I talk about what that issue is, I want to talk about Nikko. Nikko is a weak ass, sorry ass coward of a man. So let me say that again, and you are hearing it from me. Nikko, you are a weak ass coward of a man. And I am really angry at you. I'm feeling really angry at you because you and your fake ass swag, your addiction to the entertainment world, and you knew Mimi's feelings for herself. She was trying to get herself together and trying to figure out what to do with her world. And I know that she has this cleaning business. I don't know how well that's doing, or if she got rid of that, it was too time consuming. I don't know what's going on with that. But you knew she was in a struggle to take herself to another level in her life, and you capitalized off of that and pretty much sold her into prostitution. And the reason why I'm holding you responsible, and ladies, get this, when a man loves you and he truly loves you, you are sacred to him. You are a treasure to him. He would never ask you to put yourself on blast in the way that Mimi has put herself out there. And like we all feel, she didn't have to do that. But a real man would never ever put his woman on blast the way the way Nikko did her. And at a time in her life, like I said, that she was really trying to figure out what's next for her. And like I tell you women all the time, men can detect, can sniff out a woman who is not sure about herself, who's not confident, who's been through a lot of shit and trying to figure herself out. They detect that, and they use that vulnerability for their own gain. And I'm just letting you know, if you have a man like that, that is not a lover, that is a pimp. So there is a big difference in. So even though he's holding her and he's saying sweet nothings, doing all the right motives, the fact that he took her to this low level, took her, I'm saying took her because he's the man. He took her to this low level, and all this now, it's like, where do you go from here? Who's going to take you serious now from here? So now that you've taken her and you've sold her into entertainment prostitution, what does she do now? Where do we go from here? And after a while, it'll get old, and Nikko will be on to the next one. He'll, have his singing career or whatever it is that he's working on, and Mimi will still be trying to figure out her life. Now her brand, I don't know what kind of publicist she has, but now what is her brand? Like, it's just all jacked up from my perspective. But I do blame the man, because a man like Nikko and a woman like Mimi is never ever a good pair. And let me tell you why. Because Mimi is challenged with what we call a love addiction. A love addiction is something that it's like this. We know about drug addictions and food addictions and things like this, but a love addiction comes from being dependent upon passion, sex, and attention. And it usually comes from somewhere, in some part of our life, we were not given the attention that we thought we should have, and or we were not paid attention to, and or we got in a situation that stripped us down so bad that we try to find some way to control our inadequate feelings about ourselves. So for some of us, it goes into love addiction. So what does that mean? It means that any man that wants me, that looks halfway decent, that has, a little bit of dominance about him, that has a little money or power, we will be attracted to that person. And I'm talking from a woman's standpoint. There's all kinds of love addictions, but this particular one is the chase. You want the chase of that man to want you. So you'll do anything you have to do to try to fix the man. You'll do anything you can to try to hold the relationship together. You'll do anything you can to outsex him, like to turn him out, all of that kind of stuff, because it's a love addiction. It keeps you focused on the person that you are addicted to versus looking within yourself to see where you're empty at and where you need to fill those empty, dark places that don't make you feel good when you don't have that relationship in your life. So for an example, have you ever seen a woman or a friend of yours that just goes from relationship to relationship and doesn't give herself time in between relationships to heal? That is someone that probably is love addicted. And the reason I can say this about Mimi is because she fought so hard to leave Stevie J. But she did not give herself time to completely heal and find herself. When you don't do that and you jump right into the next relationship, it's almost like the universe is testing your word. Your word was, I don't want this kind of man in my life. He is no good for me. Therefore, I must leave, and I'll do anything I have to do to leave. When you leave, the next man is presented to you. He'll have a different face. He'll have a different name, but he will still have the same character and setup as the person you worked so hard to get away from. Why does that happen? Because when you don't give yourself time between relationships to learn the lesson, to figure yourself out, and to fill your soul with goodness, love, and appreciation, adventure, and excitement with yourself. Spiritual maturity, when you don't take the time to do that and you don't give yourself space to do that, your soul will naturally call in the same thing that you were familiar with and that you were used to dealing with. Howbeit, it will be on a different level. It'll be much more intense in different ways than the last person. So, where am I going with this? Mimi's love addiction. Most of us have a love addiction, okay? If we had some drama going on in our life that we did not heal properly from, and we jump from relationship to relationship with men, and we love sex. Oh my God. And I'll tell you, some people call it a sex addiction, you know. But for women, because we like to nurture things, and then we have this thing that sometimes we like to be in power and control. For us, we call it a love addiction, because it's a little of both. It's we are addicted to being wanted, and we're addicted to the passion of sex. So the two go together. So now it makes sense to you why Stevie J always wanted to have sex with Mimi and would give her anything to have sex, you know, cars, money, homes, whatever. It's because he knew that she had a love addiction, that she was good in bed, and that she would do anything to try to make the relationship work. And ill men who know that women are vulnerable emotionally, men who are emotionally not available, they prey on these kind of women. So that's why I'm saying that I am really angry at Nikko, because Nikko knew what predicament she was in and where she was in her life, and he tried and he preyed on it and was successful to making himself look like whatever he wanted to look like, and to give himself gain, and to pay his his apartment rent for 12 months, for paid up for 12 months, because $150,000, believe me, is not a lot of money to put your woman on blast and to show everybody all y'all sacred stuff going on. That is not a lot of money. And it put you right back into slavery, because the white man is gonna make millions off of what y'all did, and y'all got $150,000 and grinning like you really did something. It's just so sad. So that's two ill people together. Nikko, a sad ass, weak ass man, a pimp, a wannabe pimp, and then you have Mimi, who is love addicted and don't even know, who has put herself in a situation for her soul to go to a very dark place. Because here's the thing with this: when you go in, nothing good comes out of when you get into situations like that. When you put yourself into those kind of situations knowingly, nothing good comes out of it. The surface, it might have been cute. You had fun. You felt like you were in control. You felt like you provided shock factor. Now you got the whole country knowing about you, looking at you, ready to buy this tape that when it comes out and all this stuff. And it may look good initially, but that place takes you to a darker place. And that place that you go to in your soul, when you don't do that soul work to heal from this kind of attention, it's lonely, it's even more sad, and it gets raunchier. So I want you ladies to know and take lesson. No, Mimi didn't have to do it, but because of the condition of her soul and where she is in her life, that's why she did it. Because Mimi, if I can also talk in our urban terms, she's a ride or die. When Mimi likes you, and I'm using Mimi, but I'm talking to all of us out here who have not taken the time to heal our soul and learn how to have appropriate relationships. When the Mimis of the world love their men and they are addicted to that passion part of the relationship, and they they believe in like what you're trying to accomplish, they are ride or die. So whatever it takes to make the relationship work, whatever it takes to make that man happy, they're willing to do. We're willing to do, okay? So that's what happened. And it wasn't just about her paying her bills, because again, what the hell is $150,000 going to do for her? Really, it wasn't about that. It's just that she got seduced, and I know she got seduced. She got seduced into going in a territory thinking that she was doing the right thing because she's love addicted. That's the bottom line. Love addiction will do that. Love addiction will put you in abusive relationships, and and then you'll make excuses to why he's punching you or belittling you and hurting you and just cheating on you. It's called love addicted. Anytime you are codependent on a person so much, or a substance or anything so much, and it hinders, or it creates a barrier for you to make logical good decisions, and you end up risking things like your reputation. You risk things like, like we're all wondering, okay, you're Eva's mother, your pride and joy is Eva. What kind of legacy are you leaving for Eva to even know that her mother did something like that? But when you're love addicted, you will do that because you're not thinking about the consequences in that way. And even when you think about the consequences, you want to please this person so bad. You want to be wanted so bad that intense feeling that you're trying to soothe overrides logic, overrides morals, overrides standards. And so, like I said, when you get to this situation in your life, and when you get to that dark place, when you start doing, this entertainment, prostitution, and all of that kind of stuff, it only gets darker. It gets darker. And then when Nikko goes on about his business and starts messing with the next woman, see, men don't ever have a problem with their reputations and going on. They can get a woman quick. But for a woman, the men that are going to start coming to MiMi, she's going to be so confused. She's not going to know whether or not the men are interested in her, or they're interested in all them acrobatic trips she was doing with the shower rod. That's the problem. And so you complicate matters for yourself. And so it is my prayer that somehow she does seek help, and learn how to exist without putting herself in such vulnerable situations. Because another thing that happens when you do that kind of stuff, to save face, you'll act like you're okay, but you really are ashamed. And what ashamed looks like is defensive behavior, being very, what do you call it, hard, and not unable to tell the truth. And that's what you're going to start seeing with her. And you can already kind of see it. Her face is hardening, because she wasn't ready. And I know she wasn't, because you could see deep down in her, she is a better, classier woman. But she had a weak moment and a talent, obviously, that Nikko convinced her that the world needed to see, and we didn't. And I just pray that she will get help. She will lose herself from her pimp, her current pimp, and heal herself, so that, because I believe God is able to turn even the worst situations around. And we can't even compare her situation to Kim Kardashian, because see, those people have money, they're made of money, and they can get out of things, and they can rebrand themselves and turn everything around and as if it didn't even happen. But Black people, especially a MiMi, you didn't come from money. And you probably are, if it had not been for Stevie J, you wouldn't have a lot of the things you have. It's clear that because your boyfriend, like K Michelle said, has a roommate in Atlanta in an apartment or whatever is going on. That is all some crazy to me. A roommate, a male with a roommate in Atlanta, rent is only like $700 a month or something like that. Out here in LA, I could see, but in Atlanta, that's just all that. It's just wrong on so many levels. But like I said, I hope Mimi learn the lesson, and I just hope that before it gets any deeper and she starts to continue to do other things that lead her in an off direction and that really just damages her soul even more and kills her soul, I hope she stops and gets help. So that's my take on this. I know it was long, but I hope you watched it completely, and I hope you learned from this that nothing good comes out of selling yourself. Nothing good comes from when you don't give yourself time enough to heal between relationships. And nothing good comes out of not being able to do self discovery and get yourself to the place that you need to be so that you can be the best you, and you don't disrespect our ancestors. I mean, somebody in Mimi's bloodline fought hard to stay alive through slavery, through all of this stuff. And I am quite sure they are turning over in their grave knowing that their fight for freedom and their struggle was taken to this level for $150,000 and for a little power and to feel like you're in control, and because you have this need to want to be seen and stay relevant. And I apologize to our ancestors on her behalf because it was senseless. But I understand what it means to be love addicted, and I pray again that in some kind of way I've helped you guys and make sense of this whole situation. And Mimi, we still love you, but get some help, okay? Get rid of Nikko because he is going to take you down fast, girl. And I don't want to see that happen to you. All right, I'm Nikisha-Michelle, that urban love chick. Stay tuned. Meet me over at nolovedrama.com. And for those of you who don't know, my matchmaking agency is open and we are accepting free registrations at this time at urbanloveseekers.com. I love you, and remember, love does not have to come with drama. Until next time, bye-bye.